I wanted to ask you about Afghanistan, where we're putting more troops under the NATO umbrella. What have we learned? What has our civil government and what has our military learned in Iraq that we can use in Afghanistan? What are the goals? What are we trying to accomplish there? And will we be able to do it under NATO?
I hope you all are settling in for the next hour. The answer is, I don't think we can do much of any of that. Afghanistan is about 4 times tougher than Iraq. And General Petraeus knows it. It's a real, real problem. And I'll tell you what, the essence of the problem comes down to 3 variables that I don't know how you solve them. First is, say, about 40% of the entire revenue going through Afghanistan is because of opium, and the country is even more corrupt than Iraq, which is tough to do. That's the first problem. So the question is, who among your officials can you trust, and who really has leadership? The second issue then becomes, you have this vast sanctuary that extends from New York to Florida, the frontier, and so far we've been saying we're not going to attack in. Well, any commonsensical person will tell you, wait, if you're going to play defense forever, you got a problem. So the issue, that's called a counter-force issue. You try to solve that by building up the Afghani army, which they haven't done to the extent they should, but you can see you could do that to try to offset this movement that's coming across the border. But then you get to the third issue, which is maybe the most difficult of all. The Pashtun tribe is split right across that border between Pakistan and Afghanistan, and right now it is not at all clear when you talk about hearts and minds whether they, in their hearts and minds, are with the Taliban and with the rebels, or whether they're with the central government, or whether they're with what I think is the best book I've ever read about Afghanistan, Rory Stewart's book, In Between Places. It's a marvelous book. It's supposedly a travelogue by one man who walked across Afghanistan. But when you read it and you look at the civilization and culture you're dealing with, you have to say, holy smokes, what have we gotten ourselves into?